How are you, Mataji? Chandrika Mataji? Okay. Yeah. I heard someone passed away. Yeah? Oh, sister. Oh. Oh. Morning. She's not here or France? Oh. She been living alone or what? Oh. Oh. Okay. She's elder than you, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
One step ahead.
Oh.
She is our third, I was one of them.
Oh. So you're the more eldest one?
She's the one.
Oh.
That's why I most of the time in Ampang now.
Ampang.
Ampang, she stayed in Ampang.
Oh.
I come to look at another sister. As we grow older,
It's very tiring, huh?
yeah. When we grow older, a lot of problems come to ask mercy.
Okay.
Memang sini sakit sangat.
Biasalah. Muda pun sakit, tua pun sakit.
Bila kita tak ada ini dua kakak sini sakit.
So that's why must get lesson from Prema Nandi how to do yoga. Then no sakit-sakit lah. Betul lah.
Orang Lata also sakit pak.
Same ah. Okay. So every time we are coming for discussions of Vedic scriptures. So the aim and object is to inspire each other. Okay. So what the purpose of we are being encouraged to come for a discussion of the holy scriptures, especially the Vedic scriptures, Mahabharata, this Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and all other commentaries given by our great spiritual masters. So there are two type of devotees. Okay, so here devotees means who are perfected. Okay, generally in our scriptures, they are addressing devotees. They given the reference to devotees. It means all the perfected devotees. Okay, so we are those who are practicing devotees. So there's a different gulf of difference is there. So when you say practicing, there's a different degrees is there. So it's based on how much you have surrendered. Okay, surrender means what? We have 6 guidelines on the process of surrender. So why we have to accept the part of surrender before they say normally say surrender or Sharanagati is the doorway of bhakti or devotion service. Why? Because we are being, all of us individually, we are carrying our own prapta karma. That means our previous, whatever is good or bad results that we are going to face in this our life. We are going to be being posed in a different environment. Within our control. Okay? Suddenly we be in one environment very comfortably. Then that environment will rip off from us. In so many other situations will be there. You know? So why? Because our own mistakes, our previous life. So that's why in Bhagavatam he said, Tate nu kampam su shamik samano gunjana evatma kritam vipakam. It will Vapubir vidate namaste jivate daya sra mukti daya pak. He said in this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Narada Muni asked, he asked Lord Brahma, who is the eligible individual who are fit for liberation. So here means liberation means to attain the devotional service. So Lord Brahma said, anyone who are actually accepting whatever the bad or good results because your own misdeeds and surrendering everything to the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. So how we can do this? We are reading this verse, but how we can practice? Okay, so there are 2 type of devotees, pure devotees. One devotee is living devotees. We can actually have a physical vision of them. They are pure devotees. Another form of devotees is our scriptures. Okay, so there are so many scriptures are there. Mahabharata is there, Ramayana is there. There's so many 18 Mahapuranas is there, and one Puranas. The biggest Purana is Skanda Purana, 80,000 verses. That's the biggest Purana, 80,000 verses. So how long it will take to read all the Purana? Just one Purana, Skanda Purana is 80,000 verses. Srimad Bhagavatam is 18,000 verses. And they also Siva Mahapurana, there's a Brahma Vaivarta Purana, there's a Padma Purana, it's 55,000 verses. So if you want to go through each of these Puranas, then there's a Mahabharata, 100,000 verses. There's a Ramayana, and also so many other scriptures. So there's so many. So how we can actually get the conclusions of the scriptures, and what is the conclusion of the scriptures? So this is the subject we are going to talk every week. If I'm going to be here every Saturday, that's my plan. So if suddenly I've got any fire sacrifice then I have to go. But weekly, every Friday, we are having a Yakya here, okay, for the auspicious, to bring the auspicious for our preaching activities, for devotees. So every week we'll be having, every Friday evening 5 o'clock, we have been having this Vaishnava Homa, Vaishnava fire sacrifice, where we call all the Vaishnavas, the pure devotees, and we are offering the oblations, seeking their blessings for our devotional activities. It's actually one of the limbs of the 64 types of devotional service, bhakti. Okay? So how we can actually know what is the conclusions of all these scriptures? By getting these conclusions, then we can easily focus on our prayer, our progress in our bhakti. So there are 9 conclusions. Okay, that we are going to talk each of these. Okay, what is the 9 conclusion is? First, the conclusion is that Bhagavan, all these Vedic scriptures is proclaimed that Bhagavan is one. The Supreme God, the Absolute Truth is only one. And we call him as Bhagavan. So what is the meaning of Bhagavan? And who is this Bhagavan is referring to? Okay, there can be Bhagavan, Narada Muni also sometimes we call as Bhagavan. We say Lord Shiva also sometimes we call it as Bhagavan. Lord Kapil, the great rishis, the authorities of the scriptures, we also call as Bhagavan. So who is this Bhagavan? That's the first conclusion that we can derive from these very scriptures is that Bhagavan is only speaking about Bhagavan. So who is the Bhagavan? The first Bhagavan. So then secondly, so all these Vedas, they speak about Bhagavan is the only the object of the knowledge. The third one, that about this universe. Okay, we are saying all the environment, universe, whether it's real or unreal. So sometimes people are telling other philosophies, other followers of religion, they say this world is unreal. Okay, so what is meaning of unreal and real? So real means what? All these things is real things. You cannot say it's unreal, but it can be temporary. Okay, now it can be in this form. You can recycle. Then you can have another form. So this universal, they are actually real. They really existing, but it's temporary. After some time, sometimes we have dissolutions will happen, and the creation will again start. So this is the message of the Vedas. That's the conclusion of the Vedas. And then the Vedas speak about the 5 type of differences. So all of us are living entities. Okay, but there's so many differences among ourselves, among our own siblings. Yeah? Even some of our closest to us, we see the differences. All this world is variegatedness. Huh? So much of the differences is there. So actually in our scriptures, we speak about 5 type of differences. So what's the differences we speak? First, the difference of ourselves and the Supreme God. So what's the similarities that we have with our Supreme God, Bhagavan, and as an individual, what is the difference with him? That's the difference. With him, with us, the difference with us and with Supreme God. And second one, the difference within the individual. Okay? And the third one, the difference of the living entity, the individual soul, with the matter. Okay? And the fourth one, the different God with matter. And the fifth one, the difference with matter and matter. So these 5 difference. So there are actually 9. I will try to cover each of these. What when we say Bhagavan, so what is Bhagavan? And I will bring all the reference from different scriptures, and also from Sandarbhas, from everything, and we'll try to cover one subject. Okay, so here difference. I say the difference with God and ourselves. So when we say we are being created, it's actually wrong. Okay, we are not being created. So anything being created, you have expiry. Okay, creation means it's not eternal, it's temporary. After some time, it will be dissolved. You buy any products, it being manufactured. Then after some time, it will be expired. So we are actually not being created. We are part and parcel of the supreme absolute truth. So when you say absolute truth, that means what is absolute? Everything is for him. And everything is owned by him, and everything is for him. This is the supreme absolute truth. So what's the difference with ourselves and with Bhagavan? Because we are saying in our Bhagavad Gita and other Vedic scriptures, saying that we are actually Atma. So Atma means reference. Is give a reference, Atma. And in English, we call it as a soul. Because Atma means what? It's a fragmental part. It's a very smallest part of the energy that belongs to Bhagavan that became in existence. So why? So what's the difference? What are the similarities? The similarity is what Bhagavan have, all the qualities that he have, we also have. Same. Everything, whatever qualities he have, we have. But the difference is, given an unlimited scale. We have in very limited. Only this much. Okay? So that's the difference. But as our existence, the spirituality is the same. Okay? So we as an individual soul, okay, we understand we are a soul. But there's another things. Mind. The mind is there, and our external body is there. So what difference this body and this mind and the soul? These 3 subjects is coming now, and the 3 are actually working in one as a whole. So we don't know which one is acting which one. Now I'm thinking something. Whether I'm thinking as myself as a soul, or is given by this mind, or given by this brain. Because brain is the center of this material body. Okay, all this body's function is controlled by our brain. So where is it coming out? Okay, what is soul? Soul is a part of Bhagavan. Okay, it's spiritual. That means it's not made of this matter. It's not material things. That means it cannot be touched any by material things. It cannot be destroyed by any weapons. Okay, it's a very smallest part. Very, very smallest part. Very tiny. Okay? So, that means the dimensions is spiritual dimensions, not material dimensions. Okay? So, What's the difference with the soul and the mind? So soul means what? Consciousness. We know, all of us know, what a symptom of life is consciousness. So you have to conscious. We are all conscious here. But at the same time, mind. The mind also is conscious. There is a subconscious. Yeah? Mind is actually mind actually is a shadow of our soul. Okay, it's a shadow of our consciousness. That's why we call chitta. In Sanskrit, we call chitta. You got mind or consciousness. So you reflect. The soul is the full conscious, and the mind is the semi. Something as shadow consciousness. So we are there being entrapped. Being surrounded by 10 type of what? Hairs. Life hair. In yoga system. Why we do this pranayama? To balance the life hair. There are 10 types of life hair actually surrounding this soul. Mind, our false ego, and our intelligence. So they have this formula. By doing this pranayama, this meditation, so you can balance all this life, and so your mind become very what? Still, calm, isn't it? This is the process. So this sometimes they call this mind management, isn't it? How you can manage your mind so that you can manage your life. But actually, that's also is material. Temporary, because mind means what? It's a shadow of your own soul. So once you know that you are conscious and you are related to the Supreme Bhagavan, you know what the aim of your life, what the goal of your life. So your mind automatically become calm. You know what the purpose. But now you don't know what's the purpose of life. We know the purpose of life is what? Sense gratification. To acquire all the material things. So the mind becomes imbalanced. So we is working with our material false ego. Okay, I. Why is false ego? I and mind. Everything we are the doer. I've done this, I've done that, I do this, I create this, I created that, I collected this. Like we are speaking, we are sharing the teaching of our Guru Varga. We are only sharing the message of our Guru Varga. I am not a preacher. So one who is a preacher actually? Is a pure devotees. Pure devotees, Mahabhagavad. They are actually the preacher. We are just delivering the message. So that all of us be inspired. For what? To have this desire. What desire? To always to associate with the Mahabhagavad. To create a greed. So that we can pray to Bhagavan. To give that association. So when we are practicing in Kali Yuga, what is the simplest process, easiest process to achieve perfection? There's so many ways of process given to attain the perfection. That means to perfect yourself, free from all these material entanglements, suffering, everything. How? There's so many processes. Yoga process is given. So many processes, meditation. But what the easiest process in Kali Yuga is to chant the holy name of Lord. And what is the holy name? There's so many holy name is there. It's given Maha Mantra. It's Hare Krishna, Maha Mantra. It's Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's the simplest way to chant. So by chanting, there's 3 levels of chanting are there. First is offensive stage or offensive chanting. Second is the clearance stage. And the third one is the perfected or the pure name stage. So why we say we are in the first initial stage, we are called offensive stage. Why? Because the I and mind, this ego, this false material ego is there. I am doing this, I am doing that. But how to get free from this? We have to adopt the part of surrender, sharanagati. So only way to free us from the part of false ego. Wherein we is telling I and my and mine. We are saying what? We are belongs to who? It belongs to Bhagavan. Yeah? We are belongs to his pure devotees, to his dear devotees. And all that we are doing actually by his mercy. If we have the mercy, then we can be successful. But then what is our duty? What Srila Rupa Goswami said? There is one book called Nectar of Instruction. Okay? He said Nectar of Instruction. Always instruction is not nectar. When I instructed to you, I mean I order you. It won't be nectar. Isn't it? Always nectar, no? Because we don't want to be in the awe and order, isn't it? We don't want people order to us because we know it's actually give us what? Suffering. Pain what? Why? Because we have the ego, isn't it? So we seeing the person, what is qualification, no? To give me order, what is level of his education, what is the command of his words. We see all these things. So we are not very comfortable with instructions, isn't it? We go to school, discipline, we don't very happy one. No one, you cannot say anyone. Huh? Isn't it? Because instructions it won't be nectarian. But there's one book given by Srila Rupa Goswami called Nectar of Instructions. So if you follow the instructions, you will be in the nectar. Because why? In the words of Srila Bhakti Rakha Srila Goswami Maharaj, we are the children of the nectar. So we must go for the nectar. So you want the nectar, you have to follow these nectarian instructions. So what is the instructions? Nectar of instructions. The first is what? Vacho vegam, manasa kroda vegam, jiva vegam, udara pasta vegam, etan vegam yo vishatta diraha, sharva abhugam pilkyam sasisya. So first he said vacho vegam. What is vacho vegam? Speech. The urge to speech. Okay, we always like to speak. Speak. The speak form also another form is writing. Everyone like to write their thoughts, their thinking, whatever. And when anyone want to say something, we'll be the first to to protect ourselves verbally. So everything is speech. We like to gossip others, to find fault with others, to criticize others, to underestimate others. So why this coming? Why? All this because we don't have the surrender. If we have surrender to the Supreme Lord, everything is will, everything for His pleasure. So what is our duty? And this is the first verse in Nectar of Instruction given by Sri Rupa Goswami. But what the 8th verse? Yeah, actually 11th verse. All together is Nectar of Instructions, only 11th verse. Only 11th verse. But all the teachings of Vedas are there in this 11th verse. Only 11th verse. The verses only 11. Not so many. No hundreds or thousands. 11th only. One day it will take 1 hour, you can recite. Not even 1 hour, you can recite all these 11 verses. Okay? That's why my Srila, our Srila Gurudeva, Paramatma Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj used to say, every day we have to recite this 11 verse of Nectar of Instruction. Give us the reminding, always give to us. So the 8th verse, what he said, Tannama Rupa Charitari Sukirtano, Smityo Karamena Rasena Manasya Nijotya, Testan Bhajatar Anuragi Jananugami, Kalam Nayat Agilam Iti Upadesa Sara. He said, there are so many advices given in so many scriptures, but what is the essence? What is the essence of advice? is to engage yourself by your speech, by your body, by your mind in the service of Supreme Lord through the process of hearing, chanting and remembrance. This is the chief process, 3. So 24 hours. This is the essence of advice, nothing. Very simple. The essence of advice is you engage yourself 24 hours in the service of the Lord, His devotees. So now, let's say, I'm getting early in the morning. I'm worshipping the Lord. I'm begging the Lord, offering incense, ghee, lamb, flour, cook some palatable, whatever food, and offering to the Lord. Okay, it seems like I'm like directly serving the Lord. No, actually I'm serving who? Serving my Guru. Why? Because my Guru have said, you have to do this. So by following the order of Guru, I mean what Guru they told you? To worship Bhagavan, to chant the holy name, to study the scriptures, to distribute his book, to go and collect some fund for the activities, for publishing the books, to spread the message. Yeah? You find so many thousands of ways are there to make you to engage yourself. All this is only one. Is actually Guru and Vaishnava Seva. No other things. No. You come here to see, discuss about Shastra. Is Vaishnava Seva. You know, there's no such thing independent. No. Everything is because of the pleasure of our Guru, Vaishnavas. So by this, you are engaging yourself in the service of Hari, Guru and Vaishnava. So where is the time for you to gossip on others? Where is time for you to criticize others, to find fault, whether telling is the right or wrong? We don't have time. So because why we have so much time? We don't like to engage in the service of our Gurudev. We don't want, take the effort, take the trouble, make offering to Thakurji, go into kitchen, cook something. We don't take the trouble. But we are speaking of what? External way of serving the Vaishnava Seva, Guru Seva, simply by speech. This is called Vacho Vegam. Don't simply speak. Actions speak louder than words. So anyone can hold the mic and speak. But we have to do it. How? Because why? Because activity means what? In Sanskrit, it calls sadhana. Sadhana means what? Some effort. You are putting some effort, isn't it? You are coming all the way, like yourself, coming all the way from yoga classes. You are putting some effort. So when effort means there's a time, it's involving with time, isn't it? The time and effort, then only the activities can come, isn't it? Without time and effort, how possible the activities? So how? In Bhagavatam, in Narada Pancharatra, he said, Sarvapadi Virir Muktam Tat Pravena Nirmalam Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Uchate. So, who the Lord of the senses is Bhagavan. So when Bhagavan, how we can engage? By our body, by our speech, by our hand, feet, we can engage in the service. Okay, right. Later can I just wanna. So this is the only process. So that's why in our acharyas, our Guru Varga, they have said, Achar is prachar. What is achar? Normally achar means not the pickles, no? There's a two meanings there. Achar means pickles. You know pickles? Mango pickles, lemon. No, that pickle. This achar means acharam. Achar means your conduct, your behavior, your own practice. That is going to be prachar. Prachar means what? Preaching, inspiring others. Because preaching means here what? You are inspiring others to bring them to our path, to our path. You transform their heart. So how you can do? If you yourself, if our own self, not following the process, we are only talking. This is called vacho vega. We are only talking, but no action, no activities. Isn't it, Mataji? Very simple. If ourselves, because when we say we have Guru Day, that means it's not collectively, it's our individually. What is our relation with our Guru? Your progress is depend of your developing your relationship with your Guru, not collectively, no. It's you. That relationship one day will transform to you and Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord. That's why first we have to develop a relationship with Guru, who is abode. Bhagavan is the Supreme Love. The abode is Guru. The Ashraya is Guru. So first develop relationship with Guru. So how you can develop relationship with Guru? Not simply Guru Day, like that. Isn't it? We have to put in action the time and effort. So we have a 24 hours a day. So we have to see what we are doing in the 24 hours of a day. Let's say 6 to 8 hours is gone for our sleep. Balance is how many hours? 16 hours. There's 16 hours. That's why we go for work and traffic, all these things. 12 hours gone. Balance another 4 hours. So that 4 hours what we are doing? See? Isn't it? So that's why. So the real essence, that's why Srila Rupa Goswami said, the success, the essence is how you can mold your life in a such a way that you can always engage in the service of your Gurudev, pure Vaishnavas. That is called Guru Seva, Vaishnava Seva. That means 24 hours if you can always in serving Thakurji, you are disciplining books, you are discussing Shastra, you make effort to bring the teaching of your Gurudev to the people. This all what? This all Guru Seva. You are serving Guru and Vaishnavas. Gurudev doing the worship. Gurudev doing the preaching. You are serving him. This is a process. It's a very simple. So where we have time to go and telling others what to do, not to do. Is it instruction is nectarine or not? This instruction given by Srila Rupa Goswami is nectarine. Why? Because it's for you, for our own individual. So how we can engage ourselves? Try to reflect on ourselves, what we are doing daily. So that's why I say Achara means first your conduct, is your behavior. If I'm doing something, I'm telling something. If I'm not doing, if I'm telling you to do, it's no point. It's not value. The value is not there. I say about book distribution. See, if I'm not doing myself, I'm not put my effort and time for that. So what's the value? What's the value I'm talking about that? It's no use. So how we can inspire others? By our own self. If we are not inspired, then how we can inspire others? It is not possible. So the process is very simple. That's why Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada say, Krishna consciousness is for simple-hearted person. Very simple. Those who are complicated, very difficult for them. The process is very simple. Just mold your life, how you can engage yourself. And in how you can engage yourself in the good association, in a like-minded association. So that means when you say like-minded means what? When you're going to do something collectively. So everyone has to be disciplined. Everyone has to come in the proper time and get the things to move. Isn't it? That's it called like-minded. So we have to be always in that type of association. So in a good association, we can progress. So we can develop this desire, this greed, that one day we come sit in front of that Mahabhagavat and directly hear the message. So that message immediately penetrate your heart and it will be permanently will be there. This is the process. So we have so much greed to attain the bhakti, the perfection. You want to perform pure devotion service to Bhagavan. You have so much desire. You want to have that. So how you can have that? So you have to, daily, you have to engage in the process of service of your Gurudev. So when you are mature, when your desire is actually mature, then Bhagavan will arrange that pure devotee to be in front of you. And you know your heart, what is in your heart. Then when you speak the Harikatha, immediately the thing will go and become situated in your heart permanently. This is how the bhakti process. So we have no process following anything. We are not engaging ourselves. Then what we can see progress to the community. We ourselves are not progressing. So how we can make the other things become progress? Not possible. So the teaching is there. It's very, very simple. We will be devotees, and what we are doing? Actually, by the mercy of our Guru, we are serving Ari and Guru Vaishnavas. So where is the I in mind? Where is the force ego? There's no such thing as I am doing that, I don't know. We see in the life of Valmiki Maharishi, who had given Ramayana. You know Ramayana, all the historical pastimes of Lord Ram. Even though Lord Ram, who is Bhagavan, is not appeared yet, Valmiki already wrote the Ramayana from his transcendental vision. So he previously was what? He's a decoy, hunter. He killed so many animals, even so many. He was living inside in the jungle forest, and there were so many people who are going around the jungle forest. He will rob them, he will kill them. For who? For his own, maintaining his own family. So one day Narada Muni came and saw. He asked Valmiki, before he became Valmiki, his name was Ratnakar. So he asked Ratnakar, why you are doing all these things? You are killing animals, but you are not fully killing it. You just kill it halfway and make it suffocate. And you are seeing that, you become very enjoying. So why you are doing this? So all this you are actually accumulating so much of the sins. Then he said, no, I am doing this to maintain my family. So whatever I am doing, they also will be shared. The sharing part is there. But then Narada Muni said, oh, you are responsible for your own action. Okay, you go and ask your family members, are they willing to share all your sins? He went to ask his parents, his wife, his children, nobody there to accept it. They say, no, it's your duty. How you are going to maintain me? You have to maintain me. His parents say, his children, his wife, what is saying? You have to maintain me. But how you are going to maintain me, I don't know. Whether it's pious or sin, you have to bear it. So then he realized. He came back to Narada Muni. So asked, what is my salvation? Then Narada Muni gave this mantra, Ram, the Lord Ram's name. But because he's a very sinful person, so he cannot chant the Lord Ram. He cannot pronounce very clearly the Lord Ram. So Narduni asked him to chant Mara. So Mara, 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 Mara become Lord Ram, 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 Ram. He was chanted for how many years? 60,000 years. He was chanted this Nam and become perfected. And he given Ramayana. So this is the process. So when he followed the instruction of his guru, Narada Muni, so he attained. So his chanting process is actually service to his guru. So whatever you are doing worship, everything is service to your guru. Why this I and mine is there? That I'm doing. Yeah? So it's very simple. It's a very simple process. Okay? By this, we can come out from this material false ego. Then we come to the real ego. That I am the servant of my Gurudev. Yeah? So when we, like in myself, okay, during the presence of my Gurudev, physically present. So sometimes because you have a lot of disciples, it's very hard sometimes to go near to him, have some physical connection with him. But his mercy is everywhere. It's for everyone. So it's our duty. Someone who is so much connected to him in his service during his present time, physically present. So we have to serve them. That's why we are always serving our senior God brothers who are always serving have served our Gurudev because it's Vaishnava etiquette. So all of us what we have to understand is that Srila Gurudev has a given alms. You know alms? When anyone come donation for you, you are giving alms. In Tamil they call piche. You know, you are giving alms. So in that way, Srila Gurudev has given alms to all of his disciples. So there is no such thing, any greatness on us. Is he, the supreme greatest. He gave the alms to us. Okay, now. So in traditional, in the way of a guru, a spiritual master, when he gives instructions to disciples, it's based on two qualifications. Okay, first, the disciple is actually qualified. Okay, when you say qualified, that means what? There are 3 types of disciples are there. Okay, first class disciple is you don't have to tell anything, but just by seeing the movement of his guru, you know what his guru needs, what to be done, you know everything. It's called first class. The second class disciple is one you have to tell him. Then only he can do. The third class, you tell also, he won't do. Okay? So here the qualification of disciple in India, he must be a second class. Because you have to tell him, the instruction tell him. First class you don't need to tell him, you know what to do. So the second class disciple means is qualified to give instructions. But I tell you, the instruction given based on 2 things. One is really qualified. Second one is not qualified, but he has the desire to be, one day he can become qualified. That means he is able to accept instructions. So the instruction given to him, so that one day he can perfect it himself. So when our Gurudev gives us instructions, okay, you should carry on the mission, you should assist my preaching activities. So how we can do that? So we are being with so many material responsibilities. So how we can do? So we have to attempt. We have to put the effort. The time and effort is there. So slowly we have to develop. So we have to give up all our material entanglement. We have to slowly have to reduce and give more time for how we can actually engage in the service of Gurudev. So when we begin to put the step, automatically Gurudev will give the intelligence. The spiritual intelligence will be given to us. Then by our activities, we can inspire others who are actually like-minded. So that we can become together and can do something. So we ourselves as individual, we never put any effort means, then there's no any possibility. So the real success of an individual, of a disciple is what? By seeing the material things, by seeing the followers, how much followers he have, by seeing how much money he can have, to see how much the material constructed buildings he has. No. The real success of disciple is this only one, the 8 verse of the Jarupa Goswami said. The Nectar instruction is one. Tannama Rupa Charitari Suritano, Smithyo Karmena Rasana Manasanichocho, Chistan Vigatar Munanajavu Dalanudami, Kalamagam to Buddhism. To engage yourself 24 hours in the service of Hari. This is the real success. So if you can engage yourself 24 hours in the service of your Gurudev, that is your success. Others all, there's no success. Others all temporary things. This is not the success. The success is you as an individual. If you can engage, that means where's the time for you to find fault, to criticize others? Even the non-practitioner, those who are not practicing the devotion, I know, so there's no time for you to find fault. So this is the process. The first I say vacho vegam. See, how can we vacho? How we can control? It's not possible to control our speech. The ability to speak, nobody can control. The urge, is it possible? No. But how we can actually engage it in the service of Guru Vaishnava? Yes. When you do arti, you are singing. So we never put effort. We never get up early in the morning. No need to get up 3 o'clock in the morning. If we are not possible, we can still get up around 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Do some simple puja, arti, some offering, chant some prayers, glorification of our Guru Varga. And by this we are developing. We are developing our mind. Then automatically, this is the process. So when we engage ourselves, where is the time? There's no time. So 1 hour.
47 minutes.
47 minutes. Yeah. So this is the process. So I will begin to cover these 9 conclusions of Vedic scriptures. Because we are studying Gita, we are studying Bhagavatam. When anyone asks, what's the conclusion of the Gita? What we actually came to know by this Gita, by Bhagavatam. So there's a 9 conclusions. So we are going to cover for each week. When say Bhagavan is a supreme absolute truth. That's the first conclusion. Bhagavan is the supreme absolute truth. So what is a supreme absolute truth? Why is called as Bhagavan? What's the meaning of Bhagavan? Then what the purpose of studying all these scriptures, Vedas? The knowledge is to know that Bhagavan is the object of the only worshipable object. So how to prove it? What a reference? So we are going to speak all these things. So when we begin to study the Gita, everything, then very easily we can come to proper understanding, proper meaning. So I hope every Saturday morning we can have this gathering, so we can cover all this subject. Now we will give different reference. So thank you. So something. It's very important. So we always come to discuss the message of, inspire us, then to engage more in the service of our Guru Vaishnavas. So it's individual, no? It's not seeing others, it's ourselves. What is our relationship with our Guru Dev? How much we can do for our Guru Dev. So as much you can engage, you are engaged in the service of Guru Dev. It's not you. It's not the things that I'm doing, no. So we are engaging in the service of Guru Dev. You are honoring Prasad is service of your Guru Dev. You are chanting the holy name is service of your Guru Dev. You are reading the scriptures is service of your Guru Dev. You worship the Thakur deities is worship or is your service to Guru. So what the purpose? We have been hearing so many sadhus from the sadhus. Okay? We are hearing from so many teachings from the sadhus. So what the purpose of we are hearing? To engage in the service. We are hearing so much, but we are not taking the effort. So what the result of our hearing? It's not possible. The doctor, the person can claim himself a doctor. If not practicing the doctor, if he's not going to clinic or hospital, is it possible he can be a doctor? You have to practice. So if your sadhaka means, you have to practice. You have to follow the Guru Vata. What our Guru Vata say? There's no compromise. There's no compromise. So when we accept the compromise, that means we are accepting the poison. Slowly the poison will come and finish our lives, will kill us. This is a compromise. Compromise is what? Poison. So we cannot compromise. What they said, as it is, we have to follow. Then we come to the proper platform. Proper steadiness will come. It's a process. So when we come to the service, we have to think whether we are first class disciple, you want to be a first class disciple, or you want to become second class disciple, or you want to be a third class disciple. You want a third class disciple, you only pinpointing others. Oh, you have to do, you have to do what you are doing. Isn't it? Yes or no? So that's how. Because when we point others, that means the three fingers is pointing toward us. Isn't it? Only one is pointing you. The three fingers are pointing me. It's asking what you are doing. When I ask you, it's only one. But three fingers asking me what I'm doing. Isn't it? So one who engage in the service of our Guru, Vaishnavas, according to teaching of our previous acharyas, each don't have any other time for any other things. You always want to engage. So anyone who want to engage, they always welcome. We have so many services. So everything we need a proper environment also, a proper system. You see? So then we can properly engage ourselves. So the strength, how the strength will come? Without following the instructions, then how the strength will come? It's not possible. So we all are weak. We naturally are weak because we are conditioned. We are not perfected. So we have to pray. We have to pray to the Supreme Lord, to His pure devotee, to give the strength. So they are saying, our prayers are very sincere. It's not duplicious, it's sincere. We want to attain the perfection. So why they shouldn't help us? They're always ready. But we are not ready to accept the help. The mercy. Isn't it? When we say mercy, mercy, mercy. So much merciful. So much mercy. But why is mercy? This mercy means this is the essence of advice. This is the real mercy. The real mercy is what? When the Guru Varga, the pure Vaishnavas give you the intelligence, give you strength, how you can engage yourself. This is the real mercy. This is the essence of advice. The mercy, this is a mercy. That you engage yourself with so many services. No time for you for other things, the temporary things. No, there's a time. Where is we can avoid verbal violence? Where is a misunderstanding? Where is a question for different opinion? There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's a lacking is that you are not engaging yourself. That's the problem. It's very simple. Is it simple or difficult? I'm not very difficult. This process of bhakti is simple or difficult?
It is difficult.
It's
Because you
difficult.
are conditioned.
Because we are not engaging. So we have to find our way. It's time and effort. So we have to engage ourselves. Then automatically everything will be properly be. It's very simple actually. But we don't want to do that. Because why? This ego. This I and mine. That's why Rupa Goswami said, first verse he said, Vacho Vedam. The urge to speak. So we are trying to judge others. Isn't it? So that's why. So when we have surrendered to our Guru Dev, Bhagavan, we know everything is his will. It's not in our will. So we have to try to engage ourselves. And by this, we can spread more. We can inspire more people to come to the line of our pure devotees, the exalted Vaishnavas. When we accept the teaching, as much as how much they can, with their capacity, within their capacity, they can accept. It's all inspiring. We inspire others. And we know. That's why we have to surrender. We surrender one of the there are 6 guidelines of surrender. And one of the guidelines is that we know that the Supreme Lord is our only maintainer and our only protector. First we have to the faith. We must have the faith. So this is our. Thank you.